Picture this. You're standing at a bus stop. You know for an absolute fact the next bus is going to show up somewhere between right now, 0 minutes, and exactly 15 minutes from now. And here's the crucial part. Every single minute in between is equally likely. So it's just as likely to pull up at minute 3 as it is at minute 14.
So let me hit you with a surprising question. What are the exact odds you end up waiting less than 12.5 minutes? Now you might intuitively guess, well, that's highly likely. But how do we actually prove that mathematically? You see, this isn't just a fun little riddle. It's a perfect real-life example of a continuous probability concept.
By the end of this explainer, you're going to completely master what we call the uniform distribution. We'll nail down the core concept, the actually really simple formulas behind it, and exactly how to apply it to real-world scenarios, step by step.
We've got a quick 6-step journey ahead of us today. 1. The real-life problem. 2. Defining the parameters. 3. Mean and spread. 4. Probability as area. 5. Percentiles and conditionals. And finally, number 6. Summary and next steps. Let's dive right in.
Section 1. The real-life problem. So, to solve our bus stop mystery, we actually just need to treat probability like geometry. Specifically, we're going to think about it just like finding the area of a perfect rectangle. The exact answer to our question? It's 0.8333. Yep, that means there's an 83.33% chance you'll be waiting less than 12.5 minutes. Now, how in the world did we get such a precise number so fast? Well, we're about to see the math behind it, and I promise you it is beautifully simple. Section 2. Defining the parameters. Okay, now that we've got the basic idea that all times are equally likely, let's look at the formal mathematical notation for what we literally just did conceptually. When you see x, then a little tilde, then u parentheses a comma b, that's just mathematical shorthand. It means x is distributed as or follows a uniform distribution. Basically, it deals with continuous events where every single outcome has the exact same chance of happening. In this notation, a is simply your lowest possible value, and b is your highest possible value. So, for our bus example, a was 0 and b was 15. Let's connect this to real life with some actual data. Imagine an 8-week-old baby. We have 55 recorded smiling times for this baby, ranging anywhere from 0 to 23 seconds. And when you chart this empirical data, you find that a smile lasting any amount of time from 0 right up to 23 seconds is equally likely. It closely models a uniform distribution where A is 0 and B is 23.
Section 3. Mean and spread. Moving right along to the formulas, we're going to see exactly how this builds out our probability rectangle.
Now, you might be wondering, wait a second. If our total base is b minus a, why on earth do we use 1 divided by b minus a to find the height of our distribution? Believe me, it is a super common point of confusion when you're first looking at a probability density function. But the reason is actually pretty cool. In statistics, all the probabilities in our sample space, so our entire rectangle, must add up to exactly 1, 100%. And if the total area of a rectangle has to equal 1, well, base times height equals 1. So your height just has to be 1 divided by the base. It perfectly guarantees that our entire probability space is exactly 1. Okay, next up we've got the 2 core formulas used to describe this distribution. Step 1 is the theoretical mean, or average. We represent that with the Greek letter mu. All you do is add your minimum a and your maximum b, and then divide by 2. Which totally makes sense, right? The average is smack in the middle. Then, step 2 is the standard deviation, represented by sigma, and this measures the spread of our data. The formula for this one is the square root of the quantity b minus a squared, all divided by 12. And this just brilliantly illustrates how well the math actually reflects reality. Let's go back to our baby smiling example. The actual sample mean of those 55 recorded smiles was 11.65 seconds. Now, if we just plug our a of 0 and our b of 23 into our formula, 0 plus 23 divided by 2 gives us a theoretical mean of 11.50 seconds. That is incredibly close. The theory aligns almost perfectly with real life. Section 4. Probability as area. Let's make this even easier with another real-world example, so we can see exactly how to calculate specific probabilities. So, the absolutely crucial thing to remember is that calculating probability here is literally just calculating the area of a rectangle. The probability that our variable x is less than some target value k is just your new base multiplied by that uniform height we talked about. Let's test this out. Say ACE Heating and Air Conditioning finds that a standard furnace repair takes uniformly between 1.5 and 4 hours. Okay, so what is the probability that a randomly selected repair is going to require more than 2 hours?
The answer is 0.8. That's an 80% chance. Let's break down the math. Our total base is 4 minus 1.5, which gives us 2.5. That means our uniform height is 1 divided by 2.5, which equals 0.4. Now, since we want the probability of a repair taking more than 2 hours, our target base is the maximum, 4, minus our starting point of 2. That leaves us with a base of 2. Multiply that base of 2 by our height of 0.4, and boom, we get an area of 0.8.
Section 5, Percentiles and Conditionals. Now wait, this next part is really important. We've just found probability by starting from a specific amount of time. But what if we need to work backward?
If we already know the target probability area, we can actually work backward to find the specific value on the x-axis. We call this finding a percentile. For instance, if we set our area to 0.90 for that bus problem from earlier, we can solve for k and find that the 90th percentile is 13.5 minutes, meaning 90% of the time you'll wait less than that. For our furnace repairs, the 30th percentile works backward to 2.25 hours. And if we're looking for the longest 25% of repairs, well, that represents the 75th percentile, which calculates out to 3.375 hours.
Okay, now let's shake up the logic a bit. Suppose the time it takes a 9-year-old to eat a donut is uniformly distributed between 0.5 and 4 minutes. But what if we already know a certain condition? Like, what if we know for a fact they have already been eating that donut for 1.5 minutes? What's the probability that they take more than 2 minutes total?
This is what we call conditional probability. You can think of it like a shrinking sample space rectangle. Because we already know the kid has been eating for 1.5 minutes, our starting point, our minimum A, shifts from 0.5 up to 1.5. That effectively shrinks the total width of our rectangle from 3.5 down to 2.5. And remember our golden rule, the area absolutely must equal 1. So our height has to be recalculated. 1 divided by 2.5 gives us a brand new height of 2/5. From there, we just calculate our area exactly as normal using this new smaller rectangle.
Section 6, Summary and Next Steps. All right, before we wrap up, let's bring all of these concepts together.
Here's what you really need to take away from this explainer. First, the uniform distribution applies to continuous events where every single outcome is equally likely. Second, because it's a probability space, the total area of our rectangle always equals exactly 1. Third, finding a specific probability is literally as simple as finding the area, just base multiplied by height. And finally, when you run into conditional probabilities, they simply shrink your sample space rectangle, which means you just adjust your A parameter and recalculate your height.
So, we have officially mastered equally likely continuous events. But what happens when the probability of an event decays over time? Think about the amount of time until an earthquake occurs, or maybe when a specific car part is going to break down. Those probabilities are definitely not uniform. And that brings us to the exponential distribution, which is exactly what